have nothing to tell you about myself. For the most part, I don't even know if I exist. I don't know if any of this is real. Usually, it doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel real when I talk to people who don't understand me anyways. What can words even say? They could never make people understand what is going on inside of me. I can't. So why even try? I don't see the point of trying to articulate something that was never meant to be articulated. When I imagine myself talking about myself, I get tired of hearing my voice before I even said something. Growing up, I sometimes felt left out and overheard, since my siblings always were louder than me. Often I found myself in a position of isolation. Isolation can be a good thing. It allows you to introspect. But I do long for connection. I always did. Everybody does. In my family, I grew up trying to figure out how people feel based on their mimic, gesture, bodies, or silence. I learned to listen and to observe even little details and nuances. Words were always the last attempt of making oneself understood. So when we got to the point where words were spoken, it usually meant the communication already failed. The communication failed a lot, but not always. There were moments of connections, mostly in situations outside of the daily routine, outside of the status quo, when shells broke. These moments were the ones that taught me that connection is possible. This is how I learned it is not inherently the feeling or experience that connects one another. It is how one reacts to it. Similar ways of handling moments that provoke feelings connect one another. I see it in the people close to me every day. Therefore, it is not necessary to share the same experience to connect. It is necessary to have empathy and knowledge that different experiences exist. This is rare nowadays. Functioning in today's world requires you to be disconnected from your own emotions and therefore desensitized to other people's experiences or circumstances. I think most people lost their ability to listen and are so concerned with their own experience that they think once they were able to share them, a connection is established. But simply sharing experiences does not result in real connections. A real connection is established once you have an understanding for your experiences and, more important, an honest exchange on how you deal with them. So if you're not aware of how you deal with your own experiences, then you cannot have such an exchange, and therefore no sustainable connection. Real connections are the only thing that made me realize that we do exist. Nevertheless, they are uncommon, because most people do not allow themselves to break their shells, not knowing that these are the moments in which real connections can be built.